All right, so we're back after a long hiatus. Back for a new episode of the Church of Atheism. Finally, lots happened since we last left you. Trump's been impeached, all the good stuff. We'll get to that eventually. A couple of things that have changed. Chris is kind of taking a hiatus still. We just kind of decided to start it up. He is going to be back off and on down the road. He's still getting settled in to Lincoln, getting a new job. He's got this girlfriend thing going on, succubus. Anyway, not to replace him, because he's going to be here with us too. In addition to, we're going to bring on J.R. Eldridge of the Misread Bible fame. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm good. It should be fun. So, Chris will be with us again, like I said, back and forth, but he's going to be with us, and you're not so much replacing him so much. So,
It's kind of big shoes to fill there.
Yeah, he's going to be missed for sure. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But you'll be good. If you haven't checked him out, it's what is it, at Misread Bible on Twitter?
Yeah, it is.
He does
Blasphemous stuff.
Like, how many do you do a day?
I do about 10 tweets a day. But it's it got to the point where I was doing so many, I started storing them up in a Word document and going through some of them, just from the old archive sort of thing. But I've been doing some new ones recently.
They're hilarious, man. I've retweeted, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 a day for a while. Yeah, they're hilarious.
They're probably the good ones, because it's there's bound to be some garbage in there.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, we've done 50 episodes. I'm pretty sure not all of them have been good either. I mean, I don't know.
It's a good platform for testing any jokes out, really, Twitter. Because so many times you actually come up with an idea, you think this is going to be hilarious, and then nobody pays attention to it. It's like, all right, so that was just funny to me.
No tweets, no retweets or anything.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
And then something which you think is completely this will just be some random thing. I can't really think of anything, and then it ends up where that blows up completely.
Yeah, it's like endless retweets.
Yeah, so the document that I keep with all the different tweets in, I've actually gone through that and kind of weeded some out that didn't do too well. So, but there's still loads in there, shitloads.
Yeah. And then you just released your second book in September?
Yeah, it was, I think officially it was in October, actually.
That's right.
But I did the pre-release in September.
Yeah.
So that's the Misread Bible Christmas, and as well as doing the gospel narratives, I did Herod's Christmas Carol, where King Herod becomes Scrooge, and he's visited by Christmas ghosts. And I've got parodies of Christmas carols as well, which I've been doing those for years. I ended up actually putting some of those in, the ones which I thought were decent. So
I feel like parodying music has been even something I've been doing for a while, just not even to put it out there anywhere.
Right.
It's just like the Weird Al thing. There's so many funny stories you can put in with music that's already been written.
Yeah, it's I used to do that all the time. My mother would be sitting listening to music, and it would be something that I thought was really lame, really. And so I'd change the words just to entertain myself. Mm-hmm. And she would say, "Oh, you've ruined that song for me." So apparently there's some songs. Yeah, there's some songs she says she can't listen to anymore because she just keeps on thinking of my stupid words. So, but I don't mind. It's
exactly.
If you could force me to listen to them.
I was just say, listen to better music next time.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like I used to do like proper parodies when I was younger, but it was just like me messing around really.
Right.
I really thought I was going to be the next Weird Al one when I was a teenager, and then it turns out like not actually having any musical talent. You know.
That always gets in the way.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So anyway, putting them in writing in the book, it means you can read or sing or whatever, and if it comes out badly, it's your own fault.
Exactly.
Not my fault if you can't sing. So,
yeah, you can only do so much, man.
yeah, but I still do challenge anybody to when they're having their Christmas dinner, sit and belt out "Come, Got a Face Full," which is one of the parodies. A lovely Christmas song about a night of bukkake.
You know, this was a family tradition.
Bukkake.
Sit around the dinner table. You just had a nice Christmas dinner with everyone.
Oh, the singing. All right, sorry. I thought you meant bukkake itself.
Oh no, I was.
What kind of fucked up family?
It's time for bukkake, everyone. Gather round.
I've got all these childhood memories. Just keep on getting splashbacks. Yeah.
So if you said grace, you're free of. Never mind. But yeah, speaking of Christmas.
Yes, it is that time.
Yes, for us here in the States, it's 2 days away. For you in Europe, it's 2 days away.
Yeah, it's technically Christmas Eve here. As
oh, true.
True. But still, it's like I haven't been to sleep yet, so it's like
it's the fucking metric system I can't figure out. So
yeah, that's with all metric time.
Yeah, exactly. It's carry the one or whatever. I can't do it.
Yeah. But yeah, there's one thing that we've kind of been drafted into as atheists is the war on Christmas.
Yeah, and I really didn't know there was a draft or anything for it.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know we enlisted.
Yeah, I had to find out from the Christians actually.
Yeah. Yeah, I found out through Trump that we were waging war. Wow.
We weren't pronouncing our vowels properly. Yes,
exactly.
That's what Trump was saying.
Part of the strategy. They'll never see it coming.
Yeah, but yeah, they keep on saying that we've waged war on Christmas. So apparently we do have to chip in and take that thing down. Apparently,
but we got to do our part. So here, normally. I don't even know what I was going to say because it's so ridiculous. Like, of all the years of working in retail, I actually had someone yell at me one year for saying Happy Holidays.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I literally just explained to him, like, you're not the only customer I'm going to have all day. That there's going to be people that come in here that don't have your religious outlook.
Yeah.
So for me to just assume, and I should have just, like, started guessing.
Yeah, just go like Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah. What else is there? What is that? Yeah,
I didn't want to say Happy Holidays as it's offensive, so I'm just randomly guessing what people are celebrating.
Yeah, I wonder what the Scientologists celebrate.
I don't know. Xenu Eve.
Yeah, the coming of the mothership or something. Mothership must.
That's when Rudolph got to lead the Xenu ship.
Yes, with his shiny red beacon.
Yeah. The Xenu ship's lights went out, and they had to ask Rudolph to help guide the... What the fuck am I talking about?
It's kind of bad when you've lost yourself.
No, I think if we can figure it out, we can still sell it to Scientologists.
Yeah, they do need a winter festival, otherwise they're not an official religion.
Exactly. Oh shit, we need one then, since we're atheists and atheism is a religion.
Well, it is tradition to actually like get a baby, roast it, eat it. There's got to be something in that.
That's right. That's right. You know what? I keep forgetting about that one because as a Midwestern, when I grew up as an atheist, I didn't really get that memo.
Right.
So it's not a tradition for me, and I always forget it.
Yeah, it's like in the really hot places, they actually will go out and do a barbecue. In winter, you have to do them indoors, though, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But there's nothing like actually having a big barbecue pit and dancing around it naked, getting ready to eat the baby.
Mm-hmm. Right after the bukkake.
Yes. Yeah, you've got to be careful, though, dancing around after the bukkake, because it's like slippery everywhere. And
yeah. Many twisted ankles.
Yes. And burnt horses in the fire.
You know what burns my ass?
Yeah. Bukkake?
The post-bukkake baby fire.
That's too long for a name. We need like a short, succinct sort of name for it. Post-bukkake baby.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds kind of Catholic, really. Bukkake and baby in the same. Yeah.
The bukkake bukkake baby barbecue.
Something like that. Yeah, we'll have to come up with something by the end of the show.
Yeah.
You just covered me up saying something really offensive about Catholics, so...
Oh, shit, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I was just saying that putting bukkake and baby in the same sentence, it sounds like a Catholic thing.
Yeah. Yeah, yes.
That's the real baptism. Oh, fuck's sake. Have you ever caught yourself saying something and then thought, you sick fuck?
All the time. All the time. I think we're doing our part on the war on Christmas, though. We are killing it right now.
Yeah. That's me all the way. Yeah, so it's this weird thing, like, to say, like, Christians definitely do have a hold on America. It's like, it's very Christianized. I've been across there during Christmas, and everywhere's decorated. You've got Christmas decorations, they say, for Christmas, like Christmas lights, Christmas this, Christmas that.
Right.
But still, the fact that somebody could actually be an atheist, or somebody might say happy holidays, that's apparently a really huge threat to this, to this ubiquitous Christmas that's everywhere in the United States.
Isn't it amazing how, like, delicate this Jesus character is? That when you take prayer out of schools, he can't manage to get into schools. And if you say happy holidays instead of Merry Christmas, it's like a dagger.
Yeah, I think that God actually, like, he has to have people worship him, and he kind of sucks their essence when they pray. And every time that he loses a follower, it's like it's less essence.
It's like 1 HP.
Yeah. It's like he keeps all of the universe spinning, and so like each time somebody stops believing, it's like a planet flies out of its orbit.
Yes. And that's why we have orphan planets.
Yes. Yeah. So we have a lot to answer for. We're not giving him all that praise that he craves.
That's true. And that's why Journey has that song, Don't Stop Believing. It's so that we can keep the planets in order.
I can actually just picture that being used by those, the Christians who are like trying to be really down with the youth.
Yeah, I'm really surprised it hasn't happened yet. I'm sure it has, actually.
They'll probably have like a Glee sort of style choir singing it and have it like with Jesus-y lyrics. Don't stop believing, that Holy Spirit feeling, or something like that.
Oh my God.
Well,
please stop.
You could actually do something about like the nativity story using those lyrics. It's got this thing about the small town girl living in a lonely world. That's like
Mary.
So you have this part where the Holy Spirit comes along, she ends up hitching a midnight donkey going anywhere.
Right.
Meanwhile, there's the Holy Spirit coming on another donkey or something, or a dove or whatever the fuck a Holy Spirit rides on. And then it gets a bit rapey, And then it gets all religious and
religious and rapey.
Oh, we're back to Catholics.
Yep.
Or Catholics. Actually, I've got no sympathy for them. I've got no sympathy for the Catholic Church with the rapey priests.
Not at all. Not at all. Especially now that we keep finding out that, people such as, what's that one guy's name? The Pope?
I can't remember the Pope's name. They keep on changing them.
It's just like, as much as they know and cover up.
Yeah. I think it's Benedict now, is it?
Yeah.
Benedict?
Pope Benedict Arnold.
Yeah.
The third, I think. I don't know. But they I feel like this one, I feel like they always know shit's going on and they just don't give a shit.
Yeah. It's Pope Francis, apparently. It's the current one.
Oh, Benedict quit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all, like I said, they keep on changing the lineup. There were some boy bands. And again, boy bands, Catholics, it's that mix.
I do love watching when they elect the new pope because I love staring at smokestacks.
Yeah.
It's one of my hobbies, actually. So so when they change the new pope, man, I'm like a pig in shit.
Yeah.
Hey, 24-hour coverage of a fucking chimney.
And they all come out wearing their best dresses as well.
Yeah, it's like the Kentucky Derby for chimney watching.
Yeah, I've always found it kind of ironic. The Catholic Church takes a stance on like homosexuality and cross-dress and all kinds of different things, and then you have these men come out in their best frocks, like wearing a nice dress, and it's like you're sending kind of mixed messages.
It's very true. Very true.
Raping altar boys as well. That's kind of a mixed message as well. But oh yeah,
that's also true.
The Catholics are kind of getting a bashing today.
Good.
Every day should be Catholic bashing day.
You know what? We as atheists, we should have a daily theme that if we record on a Monday, we have to bash certain religion. If it's Tuesday, we recorded our episode, we have to bash that religion for that day.
Right. Yeah, it's like I'm trying to think, Seventh-day Adventists, they have their holy day, their like Sabbath is a different day of the week, I think, so work out what that is and we can bash them on that day. Right,
they can hear us on their day off.
Yeah, unless they're one of those weird ones who like forbid technology on their holy day.
Like the Amish?
Well, every day must be a holy day then. Yeah, you've got to wonder at the Amish really, because it's like, we got these brains so we could make technology, but like 1600s, that's probably when technology reached its peak, so God doesn't want you to progress any further.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's like, I'll just get my like steam factor the way that Jesus used to drive,
Right. I always felt like those communities where they're on their tractor, their buggies and their horses, and they're getting passed by cars.
Yeah.
Like, I always felt so weird for them.
Right.
Like, technology's gone so far past you that you're still on the bug and horse, even though you're looking right at technology past you by, literally.
Yeah, literally, because a car whizzes past you and it's like, oh, I wish I could have one of those. Oh no, that's sinful.
Going to hell now.
It's like,
you thought about having a Prius.
Technically, they shouldn't be allowed to use modern roads either.
I agree.
It's like, when was tarmac invented? I'm guessing that's probably too late for them, like asphalt and tarmac.
They have to like ride their buggies on the side next to the road.
Yeah. They could make the special Amish lanes. They have like special signage. Yeah, special signage where you've got like the buggy with the big Amish hat on it. Well, on the guy in the buggy, not hat on the buggy. That would be weird.
I lost 2 points on my license again, man. What happened? I was driving in the Amish lane again.
Yeah.
Damn it.
It's like you could end up where they start to like expand, and it's like you've got like special lanes just for like if you're carrying pots for a barn, and like this is a harvest lane and things like that.
Yeah.
So, here comes Ezekiel on the harvest trail there.
Eventually, it just comes like a racetrack.
Yes, that's what we should do. Actually, race the Amish.
Amish racing.
Yeah, I think that should be a new sport. It's like what you do is you actually put a blasphemer in front of both, like each of the buggies, and then you get them to stand there blaspheming, and they try to race to actually catch up with them and see who ends up winning. It's like they'd have to chase down the heathen. It's kind of like fox hunting, only with buggies instead of posh people on horses.
I was thinking you throw them into race cars and see what the fuck happens.
They'd probably end up saying, "What the fuck is this?" Got knobs and stuff. Where are the reins? Where are the reins?
I think if you like kidnapped like a handful of Amish people and threw them into like race cars, I think you would have a lot of fun watching the aftermath.
Yeah, kidnapping them in general might be fun.
I'm saying it's like a multi-part fun time.
Yeah, it's like they've never driven a car, but now they've got to like unleash the beast sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because it's like, if you think how fast they accelerate, like at what point on the track will they actually have figured out the controls sort of thing? Like, do they crash and burn before they actually manage to get to a bend, or?
I hope so. I mean, that's the fun.
It's just an elaborate plot to blow up the Amish.
Exactly. At my entertainment.
That's I think we've got to put that into the war on Christmas, really. That's going to be like part of the strike, because obviously the Amish they're never going to actually take part in like secular Christmas.
Listen,
so
you take out the Amish first, right? All right, this is the strategy so far. You take out the Amish first, right, because they're not going to go on Twitter and tell anybody about it.
Right, that's
so
a good idea.
No one's going to find out about it.
Yeah.
They're already wiped out.
Right.
Now, what we do next, I'm not sure yet.
Well, there are some Christians where the only thing you see of them is Twitter. They're quite loud on Twitter, but you don't see them in real life. So it might be a case of you might be able to set up some like Twitter bots in their place. And to be honest, it's like they're barely distinguishable from Twitter bots anyway. So you set up the bots in their place, and that way you can replace them, and then slowly start to reduce the amount of tweets they do. So by the time it actually ends up that people notice that they're like not tweeting anymore, they've been long gone.
Right. All right. So we've got the Amish are gone and the Twitter Christians are gone now. I think we're winning this war in 2 steps already.
Yeah, but there's the high profile people. It's like, well, Trump, they're already working on the impeachment there. So it's like the impeachment that's passed, it's just a case of getting that to the House.
Right.
So it's a case of like the televangelists. They're going to keep it going probably.
Or we could infiltrate.
Right. That's an option. And nobody's going to
message on the televangelist shows.
Well, you'd say you could have people posing as televangelists, because it ends up where like you always end up where you've got like somebody built up to stardom, right, and then it's like you find like the biggest star of the day kind of takes over from the other ones. So it's,
I like it.
Because you had like people like Peter Popoff and stuff like that. Like he was like big at one point, and then he kind of faded away. And then you had some other people took over. So if you can get some people in like posing as evangelists, they get prominent. The other ones end up being taken away quietly. Everybody's focused on this prominent straw man evangelist we've got.
All right, so wow. So there's 3 steps. I mean,
we have to work out if Santa exists as well, because that would be a big stumbling block if he actually exists.
Whether he does or not, you keep it in.
Right. Is that just to incentivize? So people think, well, we can still get presents from Santa. Just the religious part that's going away. Right.
Exactly.
I
You
hope
gotta
that
have that
the
figure.
Christians are listening. I hope
What?
they're listening and taking notes, the Christians. So that they think there's actually justification for their paranoia.
I've had a few Christians get back to me on Twitter that they listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
And it's always funny because they don't understand the sarcasm. Like there's probably if the show grows enough, we'll have at least one Christian person who's gonna tweet at me and say, you know, you guys can't really take out the Amish. That's not humane. Yeah.
Okay, we'll humanely take out the Amish.
Yes.
We'll just say that whatever method we're using, it's a humane version.
Yes.
So, like, if they end up burning, it'll be humane flames.
You know what? In any controversial, topic we get in after that, we'll just blame on our accents, how we're doing.
Yes, it was a miscommunication.
Yes. If I get in trouble over in Europe, we'll just blame it there. And if you get in trouble over here, we'll just blame it on the accent. We're good to go.
Yeah, it's like you can never understand what the fuck that guy's saying anyway. Have you heard of that?
Exactly.
Yeah, I just keep on thinking he's talking about crumpets and tea, so I just agree with everything. It just seems impolite to disagree.
Fucking Brit. Anyway.
Oh yeah, crumpets again.
Yeah. So there's 3 steps to the war on Christmas already. I think once we open this up, once we post this episode and we get other atheists' opinions, I mean, it's over.
Yeah. Because apparently the way we've been doing it so far, it just hasn't been working really. It's really
Happy
not been
Holidays.
undermined enough.
I thought if we just repeated Happy Holidays over and over, it would win.
Yeah, but they keep fighting back against that with all their really sharp arguments, like you're taking the Christ out of Christmas. Yeah, like really cutting stuff like that.
It gets me every time. I have no idea what to say back. It's such a dagger.
It's like, well, do you go to Mass? Oh, so you're taking the Mass out of Christmas. Checkmate.
And now we have no Mass.
So it's a really strange. I still, it's like I said, I tried to write, because we were talking before the show. I tried to write an article for the blog, and I tried to stay serious, but it's very hard to take it seriously, and it's really, really sarcastic, because I just can't. I can't feel any pity for them. I can't.
There's no logic to it. There's none.
It's the way they talk about it. It's like it's as though people are actually coming into their homes, tying them up, and like keeping them from worshipping Jesus. It's like, oh, she's praying, gag her mouth, and oh, she's praying in her mind. I can tell she's praying in her mind. Let's invade her thoughts. We're gonna have to find some way of them like having religion in this at all.
Man, when I was trying to go to sleep last night, a bunch of people came into my house, put a chip in my brain, and I can't say Christ and Christmas no more.
Yeah, it's like the V chips I used to have.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like this is the way that they go on. It's like it's such a horrible offence that somebody might be possibly celebrating differently, or celebrating something completely different, or not celebrating at all. It's like there's nothing worse when you're sitting at home with your family celebrating in your way, and you know for a fact that your next door neighbour is in there just being a heathen, not celebrating Christmas. It's everybody just sits there looking really glum and say, oh, we've got the tree up and everything, and it's like next door it must be so miserable, I can't concentrate on my Christmas.
It's crazy.
It's like I ended up actually making the comparison of like they said about taking prayer out of school, which obviously they never did. They never took prayer out of school. They just said, don't allow the teachers to lead the students in prayer because, it's like that's for one religion and it's guiding the children. Whereas, like, say, like if a Muslim came into the school and said, like, I'm going to lead you in Muslim prayer, they would object to that. So to make it neutral, we'll have nobody leading a prayer. And if you want to pray, you can sit and pray on your own. But apparently that's keeping God out of schools. There's now like a special force field around the schools, and God can't get in. And all the crazed gunners, like gunmen, can actually get in now because of people not praying in school. Because God's not there.
It's a miracle. It's like a wondrous force field that those words have. That when you don't say Merry Christmas and you don't let prayer in, God just can't sneak in through the windows. It's
yeah. I think there must be some kind of like, it's kind of like, like, if you think like the universe is kind of like this big aquarium and a special spiritual water that you can swim in, and anytime that you actually like don't say prayers and things like that, all the prayers and things, they have to fill the air because they're like spiritual water, and that's what God swims in. Yeah. So if you're not doing it, he's got nothing to swim in, and so essentially you're beaching God. It's like a beached whale, only it's God in the aquarium of the universe.
They're going to be on headlines. Atheists compare Jesus to beached whale.
He'd been lying there for some time when they put him up on the cross. You look how thin he was. That fucker had been dying on that beach for ages.
Flopping around like a fish.
Yeah, that's the miracle of the fish. It's when they actually managed to get Jesus into human form.
Yeah.
Put him on the cross.
Hey, man, that's evolution, man.
Oh God, it's funny because it's like I must sound like I'm absolutely high. It's the same kind of shit that you read when you like look at Revelation and the other apocalyptic books of the Bible. It's like that dude was really, really high.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's like I remember. It's like last Halloween, I think it was. I decided to try and write like a horror story for Halloween, and I was looking at different books of the Bible, and I think it ended up being Ezekiel, and it ends up where it's like it's telling the story of him seeing this, like he ends up seeing the heavens open, and there's this great big vault of heaven above him, and he sees these weird creatures with like 7 wings and extra hands in places that there shouldn't be hands, and like a big spinning wheel of fire and things like that. And it's like, I thought, well, how much LSD was that guy on?
Right.
It's like nobody else saw it for some reason. It's like they couldn't say it. It's like it was there, this big ball of fire and spinning wheels and these weird creatures. Why isn't anybody seeing this? And you can imagine it's like everybody else was standing around saying, "Oh, that guy's tripping balls." Just ranting and raving, saying, the demons, the angels and demons.
Like you go into his mind, like in the movie, you're in his mind, and it's all like angelic and and heavenly, and like they zoom out, and it's just like a whole bunch of people just pointing and laughing at him.
Yeah, that would be a weird thing, actually. Like do like a Christian Inception, like get into the mind of a Christian, and you get inside there, and it's like loads of clouds and stuff like that. I wonder if that's what it's like in every mind of a Christian. Not that I'm calling every Christian airhead or something like that, but
right. Yeah, we're killing this war on Christmas.
Oh yeah, that's what we were talking about. Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
Yeah, but it's like those different books. It's like if I believed that aliens had visited the Earth, that would be a much more likely explanation than any of the angelic stuff, really. Like, the way it describes it, like seeing a ball of fire in the sky and things like that, it's like, it does sound like the alien abduction sort of accounts that you hear.
Do you ever watch Ancient Aliens?
I've seen the guy from it, because he's a meme now, so...
Yeah.
Like, not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens.
Yeah. You should check that out for like 25 minutes.
Is that History Channel?
Yeah.
Because they've got really, really stringent standards on there. You know, it's got to be really well documented historical stuff to be on the History Channel nowadays.
Oh man, it used to be so good.
Yeah.
Now it's just really like awful. Anything can be passed on.
Yeah, it's like, were they the ones who did the thing about mermaids as well? Because that was a thing where they'd actually did this documentary saying we found like real remains of mermaids or like real evidence of mermaids or whatever.
Oh,
And
maybe.
it turned out it was all a staged thing. It was actually like they said, it was just like this mockumentary sort of thing. But they put it onto a real documentary channel, and some people were convinced by it. Because
that's awesome.
Some people just get convinced by anything.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. I didn't know that.
It reminds me, actually, it's like because my mind's just gone on to the Little Mermaid, and there was a thing a guy did a thing on YouTube of I think it was called After Forever After or whatever, and saying like the consequences of the different Disney films, like the parts you don't hear, what happens afterwards. And in his version, it has like Ariel and all the mermaids being like coated in oil from the BP oil spills and stuff like that. It's like all the polluted oceans, and you've got like the mermaids floating to the surface like dead goldfish.
Oh my god, that's terrible and awesome. I like it.
But you can imagine it's like if somebody believed in that documentary and they deliberately like join Greenpeace because they want to save the mermaids sort of thing. Like start a campaign. Hashtag save the mermaids.
Oh my god. And then be like saving the lobsters, saving the characters and everything. What was the lobster's name? Sebastian?
Yeah. Yeah, he was like a French or Jamaican or I think Jamaican lobster or something.
Something like that. Save Jamaican lobsters.
They only want to get stoned, man.
Yeah, man. Poor lobsters.
Yeah, they had a happy little time under the sea, just singing and dancing and just dumping loads of oil on them, you cruel bastards.
Right mid-song, under the sea. What the hell is this?
Yeah. It's like, you could do the whole video and have it like progressively more and more destruction sort of thing, like everybody getting coated in oil and like fish skeletons and stuff, and like a vat of radioactive waste stuff comes sinking down and you've got like these mutant fish. That would be interesting, actually. It's like, I wonder if you could actually get mermaids if you actually dump enough like toxic stuff into the sea, make them mutate.
I'm sure we can experiment.
We need to make that happen after the war on Christmas.
Yeah.
It's like atheists say pollute the ocean. It's an experiment.
Pollute the ocean. Let's make mermaids great again.
Yeah, well, we've got Trump denying climate change, so we should say that like ocean pollution isn't really a thing, and everybody should be dumping their shit in there.
Exactly.
It's going to be like the petri dish of the world.
Earth is pretty much the petri dish of the universe.
That would explain a lot of people, actually. It's like, oh, you're just an experiment gone wrong.
Yep. That would explain a lot of people. A whole lot of people.
It would explain a lot of the people on Twitter as well. The most vocal people. Because there's sometimes you come across stuff on Twitter and it's just like, is this a parody account or is this person serious? And it's they've said about like Poe's law that it'll basically get to the point where you can't tell the real people from the people pretending to be the people. Yeah. And it's pretty much Twitter. That's in a nutshell.
It's difficult, man.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, it's like there's some days where I try to like I'll go onto Twitter and I'll see something really outrageous and I'll go I'll leave it, I won't comment. And then it's just like you keep seeing the same thing. You see other people are commenting on it. It's like, yeah, I'll just ignore it, go back to other things. And it's just this really this noxious thing that's like there in the corner of your eye the whole time that you're doing Twitter. And it ends up, it's like, no, I can't leave it anymore. I've got to comment. It's like, what the fuck are you on? What's wrong with you?
It's like, it's almost as if like Twitter is 30 million tweets plus that one you don't want to respond to.
Yeah, and that one just keeps on coming up to the surface.
Exactly. Every time you hit refresh, it's like the first one.
Yeah, it's like half the things I end up actually commenting on, like where I'm getting kind of morally outraged and stuff. It's a case of that everybody that I follow seems to be commenting on this thread, so it keeps on just bobbing up to the top again. So it's like
Exactly.
somebody saying something outrageous like, "Oh, I think we should go back to stoning gays," and it's like, "Oh, like I won't say anything." It's like it's obvious I'm an idiot, so I won't comment on it. And then it comes back again. It's like, "Oh, I really want to tell them they're an idiot. They're a bigot."
And then like 4 or 5 hours later, you're just like jump back on and it's there again.
Yeah, it's like if we ever get to the point where we've got like implants in our brains, like have you ever seen like Black Mirror?
No,
It's like
I've heard it's amazing though.
yeah, it's actually a British bloke called Charlie Brooker, and he's got like it's quite cool because it's got like a lot of sci-fi in it. It's well essentially sci-fi, but he's got quite a bleak outlook on things. So it's always like when technology goes wrong. So it's like you've got social media, but it's actually got to the point where social media is all of society, and it's like you're getting paid based on who's liking your tweets and stuff like that.
Oh,
But
shit,
yeah, it's
that's
like
crazy.
you end up having like there's one of the episodes where they've got like social media in their brain, and it's like tweets and stuff are coming up there. So could you imagine
Wow.
that? It's like you're trying to sleep, and this one tweet just keeps on coming up, the one that you're trying to ignore.
Right.
So it's not even a case of you can put your phone to one side or anything. It's actually like a
Right.
notification in your brain that keeps on popping up.
That's my fucking nightmare. That's my
It's like
nightmare.
you will comment on this guy who says that they should stone gay people. It's like no, dismiss. And it's like you have to wave your hand to dismiss it or something.
I have to do math problems for my alarm to
Right?
wake me up. Because that's the only way I'll wake up otherwise, or else I'll just keep hitting snooze.
That's a
It's
hell of a
like
way
the
to
same
wake
thing.
up.
Like you have that tweet in your head over and over, and you have to do like 7 + 5.
The thing is that wouldn't work for me because it's like when I first wake up, it's like I'd see like a problem on the screen, and I'd be like, right, so it's saying 11 times 2. It's like, okay, what's the number 2? I've forgotten what the fuck is the number 2. Because I'm so tired at that point. It's like I can't remember what that cross symbol means.
Numbers don't make sense anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, when I wake up, it's like I'm kind of like an 80s computer. Like if you tried to use an 80s computer now and get the internet on a dial-up modem, that's basically
Yeah.
what my brain is like. It's just like slowly, like you slowly feel bits being loaded in, and it's just like, oh yeah, I've just remembered. I've just remembered that I'm supposed to put clothes on. It's like it's weird that I've just remembered this when I'm out shopping, but that's why everybody's staring at us.
That's why I can't go to a Kmart anymore.
Yeah, but it's like honestly, it's like I've woken up before and forgotten how to get dressed. It's like I've woken up and been so tired that I've like put my shoes on, and then thought, oh shit, how am I gonna get my trousers on? Like, how do you pull these over here? And so it's like take them back off, and then there was one day when it's like I got one of my feet dressed, and then forgot about the other one and went to walk out. It's like, why is one of my legs longer than the other one?
Wow.
So I'm
That's fun.
absolutely tired. I'm really wrecked when I wake up.
Yeah.
And it's even worse if I've actually slept. Sleep really kicks the shit out of us. It's like I've got no clue what happens when I sleep, but I wake up and I'm absolutely like I've been through a war zone.
Dude, sleep is scary though.
Yeah, it's
If
like
you think
it's
about it,
kind of like
you're
the
like-
same as death.
It is. You're basically not doing anything for 9 hours.
Mm.
That's creepy.
For me, it's more like 3 hours, but yeah, I know
Yeah,
the sentence. But yeah, it's funny because it's like the French have this this term for orgasms, which is petit mort, which means little death. But really, it's like sleep. That's pretty much like a little
Yeah.
death. It's like,
And you do it every day.
and that's why I'm not scared of being dead, because it's like I'm not scared of being asleep.
Right.
But your consciousness does just like vanish for a while and then comes back, and it's like unless you've had like dreams or whatever, you can't account for the time.
Yeah. No idea what's happened between sleeping and waking up.
it's another thing like that gets me about religious people. It's like, well, recently I've had a lot of death to deal with, and it's never pleasant for anybody. But one of the things that really gets to me is like you get a lot of the religious sentiments, and it's like they're well-meaning, so you can't really say to them like "shut the fuck up, you insensitive bastard" or anything, because they mean well. So
yeah, exactly.
But it's like it seems weird to me, this idea that you've got to kind of placate yourself with this image of like people sitting around on clouds playing harps and things like that. For me, it's like, well, death happens. It's a fact of life. It's not something which is the best thing about life, but you just have to deal with it. You have to get on with it. It's the other person who died. Your life goes on, sort of thing. And for me, it's not like I don't see anything scary about actually the idea of being dead. Dying, maybe. It's like there's some of the different ways you could possibly die, which are quite scary.
Yeah,
like, I wouldn't want to go down in a plane crash. That'd fucking suck.
Right.
Unless you could like take a bunch of like ecstasy or something, and then go down in a plane crash. That might be pretty cool. Like, you'd take it like a roller coaster sort of thing. Everybody else is screaming. You're sitting there with this big grin on your face, giggling. It's like, whoa, it's such a rush. The ground's going so fast, man. And everybody else around is like, ah,
freaking out, and you're just like, yeah, man.
But yeah, it's like, it's just one of those things you have to deal with, really. It's like, you can either be a kid about it and say, well, I'm going to make up a fairy story and say that they've gone off to this pretty little land where everybody's on clouds and there's rainbows and Jesus Christ is there every day to give you fresh cookies. Or you can say, yeah, it happens. So.
Yep.
I'm depressing.
No, I think it's true, though. Nothing. You didn't say anything incorrectly.
It's like death is just one of those facts of life, really.
Yeah.
And I think it's one of those things where being a big enough adult to actually deal with the subject, I think that a lot of people end up being stunted in that regard when it comes to religion, because they don't really deal with the full reality of it.
I agree.
So, but it doesn't really do much for the war on Christmas. So.
No, but you know what? Take that, Christmas. We're gonna end on a downer. Take that.
Yes. Did you know that every year there are people at Christmas time who get depressed? So spare a thought for those people who hang themselves at Christmas. This has been a special notification from the atheists.
Wow. I like it. That's something we could open up a whole, like, another 45-minute episode on.
What in particular about it? Like ways to kill yourself at Christmas, or the like awareness for Christmas suicides, or
you could do both the nice route, where you talk about the seriousness of it, or you could also be the assholes that we are and joke about it. You got options.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like, this is the thing. It's like Christmas is one of these things where, whether you like it or not, it happens every year. And some people, it's like a case of you get together with your family, you have a good time. There's other people who don't have family, and they have to watch everybody else having a fun time. And so they end up being really depressed and miserable at Christmas. So we could actually, it's like, to think that like this is a thing where like most people are actually focusing on the family and giving, and then you've got these arseholes who are saying, like, you greeted me in the wrong way. You wished me merriness, but you used the wrong words.
Isn't it nuts?
That's the important issue here. It doesn't matter that there's people out there who, are alone and who don't have the privileges we have, like having a family, having the money to go and get presents. What really matters is, you said happy holidays.
The war on Christmas is more important, man.
Yeah. It's like they should have adverts about it, like the same, like, because that's another thing. Every year on TV, you get these adverts. It's like, yes, we know that you're sitting enjoying your Christmas meal and in the love and warmth of your family and everything. But did you know there's people on the street dying? We thought we'd remind you of that. I hope you have a Merry Christmas, but I hope you feel a bit shit about it because there's homeless people dying and, you know.
Around the TV. Damn it.
But yeah, it's like they should do the same kind of campaign for War on Christmas. It's like, yes, you might be enjoying a good Christian Christmas out there, but you've got to know that there are these atheists out there and they are doing everything they can to take down your Christmas and destroy America. Who would think nothing of shitting all over the American flag and rubbing it in the face of veterans. It's like,
yes.
It's like the soldiers went across to other countries, they fought the Nazis for our right to celebrate Christmas, and these people are just shitting all over it.
God bless the USA.
Yeah.
It's funny to me because like you mentioned it in your blog that it's not that big of a deal over across the pond, so to speak. Like, it's so crazy here, man. Like I said, when I was working retail, I always said happy holidays regardless, just because I knew I had customers of every faith. And to have people get upset, literally got like yelled at for saying it. It's like, it's unbelievable. People are that fucking selfish.
Yeah, it's like, like I used to go to the Chinese takeaway quite often, and the guy who ran it was an actual Chinese guy, and he could speak his native form of Chinese. I don't know if it was Mandarin or whatever, or Cantonese. But anyway, it's like he actually was born in China, moved across here, opened the shop, had a family, and anytime a customer came in, he'd actually say Happy Christmas. And he wouldn't expect anybody to try to like figure out what they celebrate at this time of year. It's like same with like the Indian takeaways, and it's like the Indian takeaways they're either going to be Hindu or Sikh or Muslim, and again it's a case of when you go in they wish you Merry Christmas, because here it's not really a big deal. It's a case of we expect that most people, if you say Merry Christmas to them, that it's going to be that's the festival they celebrate.
Right.
And I found it really bizarre.
People understand that you're just trying to be a nice person.
Yeah. I found it really bizarre going across because it's like I would visit my ex every Christmas, and her mother actually got on about like taking the Christ out of Christmas and happy holidays, and it's like, well, this is weird for me because like I'm an outsider. It's like it's not a phenomenon here. I've never heard anybody here say happy holidays. I only ever hear it on American TV shows.
Yeah, and
it's like there have been people here who will like adamantly say, oh, it's not happy holidays, and it's just because they say, oh, you can't say like Americanisms here. You know, they're objecting to it being an American thing. Right. But yeah, I said, well, we say Merry Christmas to everybody, and it's not a case of that we're such a strong Christian country. We're more secular than you are.
Right.
It's just a case of that we don't get all bent out of shape over stupid shit like that. It seems to be this... I don't know what it is. It's like in America, Christianity is like... It's like turn the amplifier up to 11 on Christianity over there.
Yeah. It's just petty. It's just like religious pettiness.
Yeah, and to actually feel threatened when you're in the majority as well, it's like... It really is overwhelmingly like a Christian majority in the US, and yet they're still worried that privileged position they've got is going to be taken away. Yep. And that would somehow be like discrimination to take away something which they've got which nobody else has.
Like, it's so ridiculous because you can't take away someone's religion. You can ban them from like publicly praying. But if you're religious, it's supposed to be a spiritual thing between you and God.
Yeah, and
you can't take that away.
Nobody's trying to stop them from praying. That's the thing. It's like they can't pray in public. It's just a case of it has to be a separate thing from the state, and that's all that they ever ask. But in practice, it ends up where you've got like prayers in different town meetings, prayers at every level of government, like before they do all the political shit that the governments do.
Yep.
And it ends up, it's just like, oh yeah, that's just fine. It's like somebody ends up saying, oh, I actually thought it'd be quite nice to have a humanist to do like a public reading or something instead of prayer. And it's like, no, you can't. You're discriminating against the Christians. You're taking away this privilege.
Right. You're taking Christ out of government, which is not supposed to be there in the first place, but still.
Yeah, it's like even Jesus actually advocated for separation of church and state. It's like he ended up actually saying about the Romans were occupying Judea, and he said, look, there's stuff where it's to do with the Romans, and there's stuff to do with you as a person, and render unto Caesar that which is Caesar's. It was all a thing of saying, like, religion is a separate thing from the government.
Yeah.
Because he was speaking at a time when the government were foreigners, basically. And if the Romans had come in and said, no, you're going to get rid of your religion and start worshipping, like, all of our gods, they would feel really, really oppressed. Even more so than, like, just being oppressed by the fact that some people have come over and taken over your government.
Right.
But, you know, that was a nice thing about the Romans. They'd come in and invade, and they might end up killing some of you if you resisted, but at least they let you have your own religion.
Exactly. They're good folk.
It's like the scene in Life of Brian. What did the Romans ever do for us? It's like, oh, well, there's the roads. It's like, oh, yeah, the roads, yeah. And the sewage system.
Yeah. Well, I should probably wrap up the war on Christmas with some Monty Python.
Yeah, it's always a good time for Monty Python, and it's a good time of year for watching The Life of Brian. I think that should actually be classed as a Christmas film.
I think so. So I'm probably going to watch it now.
Yeah, there's a debate about Die Hard. They always have it like where people are saying Die Hard's a Christmas film, and other people are saying, no, it's not a Christmas film because there's like loads of guns and stuff, and it's not really Christmassy, it just happens at Christmas. But
there's no debate in my mind. It's a Christmas movie.
Yeah, it's one where we'd always watch it at Christmas, I think. So, But again, that's another film where you can watch it anytime. Really, it's a really good film.
Well, depending on what religion you are, you have to watch it on Christmas if you're atheist religion.
Yeah, there has to be an atheist film list. Like these are the films which we've prescribed you've got to actually watch at Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
let them watch. Want to do is
let them watch all the Christian ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what secularism wants to do, is take away everything religious ever.
Apparently, yeah. It's like it's one of the things they actually addressed early on in South Park as well. Like they've got the first Christmas episode they had was Mr. Hanky the Christmas Pooh.
Yeah.
And there's this huge argument because you've got they're doing the Christmas play, and so Kyle's mother comes in and says, "How dare you do a Christmas play in a public school?" and gets all outraged, and it ends up where they're taking surveys. Pissed. It's like everybody's having to say what are you offended by, and it's like, oh, is anybody offended by holly? And it's like, oh yeah, there's people who are allergic to holly, we have to get rid of that. It's like, oh, those Christmas lights are offensive to people with epilepsy, we've got to get rid of those.
It's just stripped down to nothing.
Yeah, so it's straight from the start, South Park were really kind of addressing the issues head on and getting it absolutely right as usual.
That's pretty much right.
So, but yeah, it's that's the same kind of thing that's being addressed there. It really does kind of feed into this war on Christmas idea. The idea that in a public school they could actually say, look, it's actually, there's some people in the school are actually Christian, some of them might actually be Jews, there might be Muslims, there might be people who are other religions. So rather than do anything that offends anybody, let's do nothing. And they say, oh no, it's an attack on Christmas.
You can't win. It's a lose-lose.
And the funny thing is, it's another thing that I don't know if it actually made it into the final article that I wrote, but yeah, they do the nativity story at schools. It's just expected that people will do a nativity play at school for Christmas, and nobody seems to be offended by it. It's there's atheists who will go along, and it's a nice little fictional story, the same way as if they were doing Peter Pan or
it's a story. There's no reason to not do it, but yeah.
Could you imagine that actually though? It's you're watching a play based on somebody else's religion, and you end up getting so pissed off. It's that's not what I believe. This play does not represent my beliefs.
Right.
It's
okay.
it'd be like they're doing like a play of like Little Red Riding Hood or something, and you stand up and say, "I don't believe that wolves can talk. This is just you're going against my religion and my belief system. Wolves don't talk, and nobody carries picnic baskets anymore. This just really offends me."
And red hurts my eyes.
Yeah, don't you know I'm colourblind? You say it's Little Red Riding Hood, but it all looks grey to me.
And little is offensive to me.
Oh yeah, because you can't offend little people.
Yeah, exactly. So
and Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. It's like, what's the proper term for a dwarf now? It's like Snow White and the Seven Little People, or height challenged people, or whatever's politically correct.
Vertically challenged.
I don't know whether or not the dwarves in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs actually are like just small people, or whether or not they're like dwarves like you get in Lord of the Rings.
That's the thing, because if they're not people, you can't call them little people.
Right, but
That's
if
humanist.
they are, yeah, but if they are actually little people, you can't call them dwarves anymore because that's offensive.
Right, even though that's their title.
Yeah, it's even called dwarfism.
Well, it's like the Washington Redskins. It's an offensive name, even though it's been there forever.
Yeah.
Anyway, take that, Christmas.
I think they should actually have like a Native American on the team, just like a token Native American, and say like everything you do is fine.
Any sports team that has a Native American name has to have one Native American player.
Yeah. Big Chief
my God, that's a
running
great
back.
law.
I think
Let's
I
push
spoke
for
over you there.
What'd you say?
I said I think I was speaking over you there. I was saying they would have like the token member and call him Big Chief running back.
Just make it as fucking racist as possible.
That's not offensive. That's really how they named them.
Oh yeah. Good point.
This is the thing. It's like as much as redskin is offensive, it's like that's a perception we have of like how Native Americans name their kids as well. It's like we've got this
Right.
idea that they just like the first thing they see is what they name their kid after. So it's like you end up with like a kid
Tree
called
Mountain.
Keep Taking a Dump or something.
Yeah, 2 dogs fucking.
Yeah, that guy was nice. 2 dogs fucking. It's a shame they ended up tracking him down and killing him.
You know he wrote a book and he had to change his name. Never mind.
Yeah,
Anyway. To wrap this up.
Yeah, I think we've gone completely off the deep end now.
Yeah. All right. Well, so that's going to do it for this episode. I'm pretty sure we destroyed Christmas now. So 2020 will not have Christmas because we defeated it.
Yeah, but you still have to buy my book.
Yep.
Because it's like, it's got Christmas in the title, but it's not really for Christmas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can pick up that book, both books, on Amazon and on your website, right? Excuse me.
Yes. And they've even got them like on the Walmart website and Barnes
nice.
and Noble. It'd be good if they actually put them into Walmart, because I know that my ex goes there and she was quite offended at the idea of me making the book.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
I think that'd be really. It's like I actually saw this thing with this. It was actually on a YouTube channel I watch. He was actually doing a takedown of this pastor who was actually a flat earther. Went into a shop and started ripping like this book up because it talked about like a round Earth.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be quite funny actually to have my book there and to have like somebody getting irate at it. Like, oh, this is filth. This is blasphemy. And so you've got the Mother of God, and she's saying a poem about Joseph not being able to get any. It's terrible. Rip the fucking
I won't
thing up.
have this in my Walmart.
Yeah, and so if you'd like a copy of my book to rip up.
Yeah. And you can check us out at Church of Atheism. Oh my God, I forgot. Is it XYZ? Oh my God, I'm ridiculous.
I believe it is, yes.
Churchofatheism.xyz. You can check out our website. You can also check out our past episodes. We're also on Spotify now, iTunes, pretty much anywhere your podcasts are located. at this point.
YouTube.
Which one?
YouTube as
Which
well.
one?
I was saying YouTube as well.
Oh yeah, YouTube. That'll be yes. YouTube, yeah. Good point. All right. So that's gonna do it for us. We will talk to you guys next time.
Take care. Happy holidays.